It's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. And I've got Linji here today. He's going to teach us.
Today I'm going to show you about neijiaquan and Bagua. Neijiaquan means include Xinyi quan and Bagua zhang and Taiji quan.
So that term neijiaquan. A lot of people in the West, I think, misunderstand this concept because they'll often translate it as internal martial arts.
Yeah, internal martial arts.
And they often understand this to mean like magic powers.
Yeah, no magic power. Yeah.
So how would you explain that neijia concept?
I think this concept is useless, much bullshit. don't talk because just a name.
Yeah.
Ordinary include Taiji and Xinyi and Bagua.
So it's just like a family of martial arts.
From their philosophy is, they say their philosophy is from the Daojia, do you know? Dao family.
Okay.
Dao family. But
yeah.
I think this concept is completely useless. Just a name.
Okay. So it's just the name of a group of martial arts philosophy. Okay.
And even the Bagua zhang, only 100 years history, maybe 120, but it's really short story.
Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of people think all traditional martial arts are thousands of years old, and most of them really aren't more than 100 or 200 years old.
I think Xinyi is 300 and Taiji is also 300 years.
Yeah.
And Bagua is only almost 100 years. If he do like this, here, this place is danger zone. In Chinese, traditional Chinese say death gate. Ordinarily, I want to go to this side. This side, in Chinese, is live gate. Maybe in English, superior position. If I stand here, he has two hands, two punch. But if I stand here, only one hand, maybe 0.5 hand. He can't even attack me. It's very difficult to attack me. So this place is better. This is worst. Here is worst. Here is better. And here is the best position. Take back is always best position for the.
This is true.
Wrestling, for the MMA. Everybody like this position, the best.
Okay.
So here is danger. Here is maybe in Chinese this position is battle gate. Battle gate. Yeah. He still have one and maybe 1 point and half hand. Here is a 2 hand. It is a danger gate. For instance, Wing Chun always fight in this gate. 45 here, 45. Then even they took a 45 degree, they go back to this gate. So I don't recommend to do that. So ordinary in Bagua, if here I want to take the go to the side, superior zone, then do something attack. So ordinary, if he is something like cross like this, the first. If he has a punch and maybe a guard, stopping guard, then enter, then attack. So maybe we don't like the wooden dummy. Do you know wooden dummy for Wing Chun?
Yes, wooden dummies, Wing Chun. They don't move.
You do like this, so like here.
Okay.
I'm
going to be the wooden dummy.
They put the wooden dummy against the wall, put on the wall. But if put wooden dummy against the wall, there's no footwork.
Yeah, you have the same problem with a speed bag against a wall.
Yeah. So if you use wooden dummy, you must put on the somewhere you can have the space.
Put the wooden dummy on the open mat where you can move around it.
Yeah. If you put a wooden dummy, you can even take back. So this is Bagua concept. So, and in almost of traditional martial arts and Chinese martial arts, there is no, almost no direct attack. What is direct attack is from here to attack his body. But almost of traditional martial arts technique, at first, crossing, cross, then take, then you get in a better position, then attack, do something. If it's sword fight, no one attack direct to your opponent's body. At first, for instance, kendo, at first cross, 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 then attack. So the same principle in the traditional martial arts. First, crossing, crossing, then turn. For the intercept is best way to defense in traditional martial arts. The second is dodge. The worst is guard.
Yeah, I know what a lot of you folks at home are thinking, like, the worst is guard. What are you talking about? Sticking your hands out, what are you? Okay, look, this guy actually does these things when we spar. Okay, he'll use both hands to tie up your hands, and it's very frustrating and unusual.
Mm-hmm. If you get your opponent hand, hand is a weapon. Hand can punch and catch your body and attack your body, and maybe sometimes he can take a knife, and maybe he can take maybe sometimes can take a gun. But if he can't use his hand, there's almost no weapon. So where's the safe? Here's the safe. If I put my hand over here, then just a little bit outside, it's very difficult to attack me. Here's the better position. Then the second hand take his maybe arm or elbow, then attack, go through. This is much principle, the concept of Bagua.
So whenever I spar with Linji, he uses some really interesting concept, like this cross frame. And it's something I started using myself and using some variations of it. So I notice something you can't see, but come up here very close, come up with the camera, that you can certainly feel it. You can feel the pressure in the hand. And when I push, he gets very loose, but when I push, he follows my pressure in very specific ways. Right?
Yeah. If he push me, I ordinary. This is a very basic push one hand push one situation. Yeah.
So he's just redirecting the power. It's something people talk about all the time in martial arts. Redirect the power. Use his force
against him. If I have a chance, then take side.
Yeah. So he's using his wrist and his hand to create frames so that I can't get to the center here.
Yeah. If he push me, ordinarily, I turn my body.
Yeah, he's just yielding his body into that.
Yeah.
And now he's got this opening that he needs, right? So obviously a fight doesn't happen by just interacting the wrists, but there are moments, we're starting, he's in his corner, I'm in my corner, but then we get close enough to make contact. Suddenly we're going to spend a good maybe 5% of the fight in this hand fighting position where we will be working to make openings and get the back. And I learned that from Linji, from sparring with this guy, right? You can cross the hand. And this is a technique you can practice on a speed bag as well, the reverse punch. I find it's really cool. And we put pressure. And when we give somebody pressure, they usually push back. And so I can pull when he's pushing back, and it gets so much easier to move him. Whereas if he's strong and steady and I grab him and just start pulling, right, he's going to match that pressure, right? So there are a lot of these little tricks involved.
Yeah.
Hands coming together.
You break your opponent balance sometimes. Yeah. This is Taiji, not Bagua.
Here, can you do that again? Here, break the balance.
So
a few years ago, we had a sparring session. We were using just the palms.
Palm.
And I remember most of us were just kind of goofing around. And you actually knocked me on the floor with a palm, this palm strike specifically. So you got the cross hand, and then it was just, so there's a moment where he's pushing and I feel like to balance, I've got to push forward with my chest here, and then he takes advantage of that to redistribute my center of gravity back here. And now I've got to step back to balance or fall. So.
Yeah. This is very basic one hand push hand. Then don't forget to enter your hand in your opponent's inside. Almost always our push hand is something like this, only like this. Then push. Then we add this technique, enter. So many push hand master do use some of this technique. Not only push, enter, then turn, push. Yeah. It's easy to break your opponent balance. Yeah. Then enter, enter.
Oh, he's got a finger lock.
Not only turning, circling, enter. Then you enter.
So if you're familiar with jiu-jitsu, in jiu-jitsu we're always using frames. So what's a frame? It is essentially putting up a wall, right? If Linji wants to get close to me and I put my arms up here, this is a really basic frame, my arms, and as long as my hands stay here on his shoulders, he won't be able to come close. If my hands move, he can come very close, right? So that's like rudimentary. So with the wrist, with the hands, he's creating these frames. It's like you can't walk through walls, right? I can't walk through that thing. A technique I learned from Taiji, you've got the guard up, and I make two frames here, right? And now I've reduced the variables, meaning he only has a certain number of ways he can move. He can't move through my hands, so he's got to move around my hands, over the hands in different ways, right? And there are a bunch of ways to deal with that, but now I know how he's going to move. There's a strong possibility he's going to move that way. There's a strong possibility he'll move his hands away, etc. And so when we make frames, we can understand how the person is going to move around the frames, right? So, yeah, hand fighting it's one of those things that it's addressed to a very high degree in traditional martial arts like Bagua, Taiji, etc., and not as much outside of high-level wrestling and high-level boxing, I would say. So, what else can you show us about hand fighting?
Hand fighting.
Yeah.
The principle of hand fighting is actually it's a hand fighting. I'm always moving my foot. I'm always looking for the better position.
Okay, so we're connecting the footwork to the hand fighting.
Yeah.
That's interesting because a lot of times I see.
This is not so powerful. So many people want to use a big power over here. Then okay. Principle. Don't you think you can't think you can move your opponent. Move yourself. Better position.
It's a very wise thing.
So here I have his fan over here.
Okay.
So for instance, almost a Wing Chun or some kind, want to move this hand or fist. But in Bagua, touch, they move myself. Yeah. If I hit him, he can get, his fist is gonna get back. But only touch. This is maybe in English, wrapping. Not push or hit. Wrap. Yeah, wrap. There's no power. But he can't use so many techniques already. Then just take a little bit side.
Basically, this is how paper beats rock.
Maybe my footwork is a little bit outside. Then enter. This is here is a superior zone. Yeah, this is in Chinese live gate. Yeah. it's a little bit complicated in English. Live gate here is a life gate.
Live gate.
Yeah， 这是那个here is a 火门 in Chinese 火门，这里是生门。live it's complicated in traditional Chinese. Yeah.
Chinese
by the way,
styles
you have to
names.
always get out to the death gate. This try to this gate.
So we got a life gate, a death gate, and okay.
Here, this gate. Then here is a live gate. Right?
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's easy one. Worst.
That's really interesting. When I teach these positions in like a boxing class, I'll say this is a fair fight, and you don't want a fair fight because you can get hurt here, right? You want every advantage. So get here, get here where you can get those knockout punches. But whenever possible,
if it's also the
don't keep it fair.
This position is better than this position.
So death gate, I like that.
This gate.
I'm going to start using that term for squaring up with you. This is the death gate, man.
So many Wing Chun after they take the maybe here better place, then go back to
the death gate.
Back to the
don't do it, guys.
So I don't like the Wing Chun so much. So
you've just offended millions of Wing Chun nerds out there.
Yeah. Then the principle of Chinese traditional martial art, there's 2 to 3 steps to attack your opponents. Maybe no 3. Not only 1. There's no direct attack. Always maybe
Okay.
This is palm attack. 1. This is Xinyi Quan. 1, 2, 3. Then here, 4. Yeah, this is it's. I think it's a very easy way.
So that position there, you're applying forces in different directions, push-pull dynamic. So that's interesting because it's off balancing.
So what's the difference on palm and fist? Fist is easy to sweep. If I fail to hook, it's gonna sweep. But if I use palm, cross, the second cross, the attack, if there's no guard, I can hit your opponent's face. But it's a hook.
And if there's a guard?
If hook, you can, you succeed to hit him, that's okay. But maybe you failed, there's nothing. Or guard, he's going to guard.
Yeah.
Then start again. But if it's a palm is not easy to sweep. Then, okay, do it again. 1, 2, 3, guard. Then you can pull your...
I'll check that out. The fingers wrapped around the guard.
Then attack again. Maybe sometimes again, take it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
This can I give that a try? So we're trapping. Okay. And then
second is
the second comes over.
Then from
And now I'm hooking with this and wrapping around the guard to pull it in. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. I just
go and give the
1, 2, 3. Then
yeah.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
Okay.
What's difference is fist and palm. Palm is not sweep. It's not easy to sweep. So it's easy to control your opponent.
Easy to control your opponent.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Then even if he guard, it's easy to move your opponent's position.
Notice he's moving around me. And something you said before, move yourself instead of your opponent. I say this all the time. I said this today, for example. Here, lie down for a moment. We were doing arm bars in the jiu-jitsu class today. Here, lie down, lie down. And breaking the grip here, and if I just pull and try to bring the arm to me, it won't work. So I bring myself to the arm. And now I can use the whole power of my body, right? Instead of just arm wrestling. Yeah. So it's a principle that transcends martial arts. You can always move yourself. You can't always move the other guy.
So do you know Taiji? Some technique names the pull. Always everybody do pull your opponent. But actually this technique is pull yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So never, if your opponent is very strong, you can't move. You can't move.
Get very rooted, very strong, very heavy.
But this time,
And look at that. Now he doesn't have to be so strong.
This is a real pull. This is not
yeah.
the Taiji Ryu.
And there are many ways to use an arm drag like this, right? An arm drag, like even the best arm drag, only moves your opponent a little bit. Maybe like 10% of the way. His shoulder moves a few inches. But I can move the rest of the way.
90%.
Or in extremes, like Marcelo Garcia, what he would do, he's a smaller guy fighting bigger guys in ADCC. He'd actually drop his body down here. So the other guy might not even fall down, but look, he brought himself to the foot, to the weak point, using that same principle. Different technique, same exact principle.
Handcuff, do you know the handcuff? Handcuff is always here.
Okay.
So because they think there's a handcuff, the prisoner almost can do anything. Okay. So, but there's a finger cuff, but it's real difficult. If you break your opponent index finger, that's very cool. That's very cool. Your opponent can't do anything anymore.
If you do that, suddenly like all those Aikido wrist locks get really easy. And this is, I had an epiphany last week. We were talking about this. Linji basically said, break this knuckle, break that index finger, boom. And then you can do all the wrist locks. Right? Whereas if his hand is strong, here, make a fist, I can try to do all the wrist locks. And because he's got a tight, strong fist, it's not going to work. Right? I can try to do kotagaishi, and it's not going to happen if he's tight. If I broke this finger, you couldn't make a tight fist, and suddenly, you know, that's going to work very well.
Yeah. How to crossing? Now, first, do it speedy, but not so powerful. Don't do this, right? Because so many martial arts or Wing Chun. Then, understand?
Okay, so it's like I'm trying to move around it.
I recommend you use
the palm.
Palm. Like
right about
this
there?
Is by the point names Laogong. Anyway, it's the center of the palm. Yeah.
Okay, because I was using the fingers before, and that's probably not a good enough frame.
Yeah.
So I need a frame, but not hitting, but moving myself around it. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to swat it out of the way. I'm trying to move myself around it.
Yeah.
While making a tight
frame. If it's too powerful, you go.
Okay.
Too powerful.
I'll just bring it right back, right? And now I'm trying to push it toward him as he walks around. It won't happen. That's interesting.
Yes. Sometimes there's a soft, stiff stick. That's good. Yeah.
So I make the frame and move around it.
Yeah.
As opposed to swat it out of the way and walk right into it.
Yeah. If you hit my hand, go back.
And it's going to come right back and punch me in the face, right? If I redirect myself instead of redirecting his arm, now I'm in a position to attack better.
So almost of modern martial arts, like the direct attack. Direct attack is hit your opponent's body, face or body directly. But what's traditional martial arts? First priority is defense. So if there is a hand, What do I want to do? If he is a boxing style, touch the lap. If Xinyi train, if there's Xinyi train, lap.
It's like playing rock, paper, scissors, but we're the paper and he's the rock.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the rock, you're the paper. Yeah. And now the rock can't smash the paper. Right?
There looks like a triangle form in the Xinyi train. Triangle form. Do you know triangle form?
Triangle form?
Yeah, the very basic posture of the Xinyi
Okay, I've seen that, yes.
Yeah, the concept is, this is shield. And then, this is okay. Now I'm talking about range, distance. This is a long distance.
Okay.
Our boss hand, no, don't move.
Okay.
Our boss hand can't touch. This is long distance.
Okay,
Then
we're outside of the pocket.
Then hand to hand. We can touch your opponent hand. Okay. This is middle distance. Then
toe distance.
Body to body is a cross distance. Yeah. Okay. Then there's so many techniques in traditional martial arts. talking about the middle range. From middle range, how do I do that? Ordinary long range, there's not so many techniques. Maybe only one hand punch or the kick. Yeah, and rely on the speed and power. But in the middle range, we can change. We can turn. We can do something.
Okay.
Yeah. Then close range is grappling. So.
Yeah. So how would you address grappling coming from like a Xinyi, Bagua, Taiji background from close range?
Close range.
Yeah. So if I get up and like grab over under something like this.
I think that in traditional match, I don't like to start from here.
Yeah.
So from here and enter the middle range. After we take better position, then do some grappling. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, essentially, this is like the death gate. This one, just close. Yeah. It's even.
Even. Yeah.
We don't want even. We want an advantage.
If you took a little bit better position, then do something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, there is some throwing grappling, but yeah, absolutely they have some huaqin. Do you know huaqin? Anyway, changing power.
Okay.
Changing power,
okay.
But yeah. But if you take a better position, don't care about the technique.
I remember many years ago, I sparred with a Taiji master, old man, but he was very, very good at fighting. And I tried to move into an over-under clinch, and he would use his shoulder and his body to change position like that.
Yeah.
And he felt very slippery.
Yeah.
So basically, he would never allow me to stay in this neutral position. He was always changing to a more advantageous position.
Yeah.
So obviously that sounds, when I say that out loud, it sounds, everybody does that. Everybody tries to do that, right? That's the goal. But doing it in a very specific way, essentially, like in an MMA fight, a wrestling match, jiu-jitsu, you'll see guys just grab over-unders and hug and waste time here, right? But if I understand that I can use this position to get a better one, instead of just camping out there. Another position I see a lot, people grab a collar tie, they'll get in like a dirty boxing clinch and just camp out here and waste some time, maybe throw some knees or whatever, when they could be doing something much, much, much more advantageous from that position. So I think that's what you're getting at here is don't camp out in the neutral death gate area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so. Ordinarily, those Bagua and Xinyi wanna take a little bit better position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the center. Here's the center.
Okay.
Here's the then.
I feel like I'm doing Wing Chun.
A little bit.
Center line.
All right. Okay. Here's maybe in the Wing Chun say 45 degree. Yeah, that's good. Okay. If you took the 45 degree, that's good. But you need to go more.
Okay.
More. If you took here, he almost can't do anything. Yeah. At first, he need to.
And this is interesting. He's got a 2-finger grip, but he's applying pressure that way.
Yeah.
And if I don't balance, I'm actually being pulled forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's quite fascinating. How he's essentially breaking my balance and forcing me to pull back, and that's also fascinating because you could use that movement that you create through that pull, right? Because if your opponent's fighting to move that way, and you know he wants to move that way, then it's going to be easy to force him that way, right?
Yeah.
These are all things you can't see with a camera, but you can feel them instantly. So one thing I like to do is grapple with my eyes closed sometimes, so I don't have any visual information at all, and I can focus exclusively on how he's committing to the movement right here. I'm pulling down, and so there's an upward force here that I could use. Well, anyway, I'm going on a bit, but developing a sensitivity to how your opponent is pushing and pulling is so crucial, and it's not something you're going to get from a video by just watching it. A few things I picked up from Linji over the years, sparring with him, like this one, I think has been very useful. Just this little hand fighting tactic there.
There's a 1, 2, 3.
Like
almost people, there's no 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I generally. One, yeah. You do it with 2 hands.
You control your maybe arm or elbow, then enter.
Yeah, and I've started doing it with 1, but you do it with 2.
Yeah. No. You have.
Okay.
You have to take my maybe elbow.
Like here. Elbow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That certainly makes it easier.
Okay. Not 1, then.
Okay.
1, 2. 2.
So we're elevating
3.
down.
Yeah.
Okay. So make the cross frame come up.
Yeah.
Over here. Okay. That's nice. I like that. Cross frame, elevate. Yeah. Basically a fancy arm drag. Doesn't look that fancy.
If you take your opponent's hand, he also can't do anything.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got some questions about the Bagua form where you walk around in a circle. I'm doing a terrible job of it. But I always try to understand martial arts forms. Like why? Why do you walk in a circle for the Bagua form?
This is just it's a training and generating energy. So
okay.
Want to make this energy. So ordinary, there is a half diameter. Bagua's half diameter is almost this distance. Not too big.
Not too deep, not too close. Okay.
Yeah. So it can't be really big circle.
Yeah.
So our purpose is take better position. If we here did okay. The hand. So I did so.
So you're about like 1 arm span away from me the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's like too far away to hit. So if I want to hit him,
this is absolutely after crossed 1 hand,
which puts me in this cross frame position.
Yeah.
So the distance, understanding the distance of this form is crucial.
Yeah.
Right, not too close, not too far away. I would say about 1 arm span away from your opponent, just outside of his reach, so he feels the need to step in closer, which now gives him the pressure that he needs.
Yeah. Just work.
Whereas if I'm here, now I'm essentially inviting you to come in. Yeah, and then you move into the death gate. Yeah. Or if I move in very close, now we're in that position where you're forced to reposition because it's also not advantageous. Again, we're in the death gate, but close. Okay. So essentially, we're using this arm length distance to both bait our opponent to come in and to essentially be at a position where we're safe from attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like the theory.
If it's this situation, but sometimes he's a southpaw.
Okay.
or I'm a southpaw. Okay.
I'll be the southpaw.
Then, yeah.
Okay.
If you did a fist, wrap fast. Then turn.
Okay.
Then take it. Then sometimes enters under. This is a little bit. This is Taiji technique.
Yeah, and this is a cool technique because there's something everybody knows, but not everybody pays attention to. If I'm holding the wrist, I control just the wrist. I don't control his elbow or his shoulder, so he can move this around.
Yeah.
Right? And he's doing the same thing. Essentially, if I make contact, it's similar to if someone's holding you. But we have to ask, am I controlling him or is he controlling me? So here, grab my wrist here. So is Linji controlling me or is he controlling me or am I controlling him, right? And it really depends on who does what with this grip.
Yeah.
Right? I could use that to set up some attacks here. In that case, I'm the one in control. Or if he grabs this and he can use this grip, if he changes his position, he can be the one in control. Right?
Yeah.
And he's doing that in that case by just collapsing the elbow joint. So instead of using power, he uses position. Okay? And I think that's a really smart way to fight. anytime you can use position instead of wasting energy on power, it's a much more efficient way to move. Have you ever had this problem, like you grab someone big and strong, and you're like, that's, you can't move them, right? Again, move yourself instead of trying to move the other guy. It's
fast. Don't forget fast. Just cross or wrap. Yeah, it's the same concept, but if there's a fist, wrap. If there is maybe something like this, then cross.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's a fist, wrap it. If it's an open hand, cross. So essentially, this is interesting because every time we box or spar and I make fists, that's the first thing you do is, you know, the rock, paper, scissors. He's the paper, I'm the rock.
Yeah.
And if I'm the paper, he's the scissors. The scissors come in from the side.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, internal martial arts is rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. One more. Do one more. Okay. From here, 1, 2. Then hit your opponent face.
He's done this to me.
The third. Then if he got this one.
Okay, I'll bring up my hand to stop it.
Yeah. This is Xinyi. This is
he's done this to me when sparring, and now that he's teaching it, I'm like, that's the okay. It's like this annoying overhand thing. Here, do that again, please.
1. I'm sorry.
It seems like it shouldn't work, and you're like, 2, it's very distracting. It's like, what happened to my lead hand? What happened to my guard?
3.
My guard is gone. And then you come up here, like, and then he's on your side.
Yeah.
So one more time.
Okay.
So
1.
I think I'm blocking a punch. But
2.
what happened? He took my guard away. I think, okay, I'll block him with now both of my hands are gone for the guard. My guard is gone. It's compromised. He's on my side. He's flanked me. So
ordinarily, first 2 hands are really right. Then here, if I have a chance hit your opponent's face, then do it.
Yeah.
Then if he got, enter.
That's cool, but it's really, really annoying when they do it to you.
This is a really famous 劈拳, 你形意拳. Yeah. Yeah. Do it easy like this.
It's called Pichuan?
Yeah, very basic, very basic Tao Ru.
Oh, okay. I've seen this form.
Yeah.
So that's what it's for.
Yeah.
So it's that overhead, bah, bah.
Yeah.
And then I come in here, you block it, and now I'm on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Man, that reminds me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me how little kids fight sometimes. They come in like...
Maybe because
ordinary
in Wing Chun, they don't move.
Yeah.
They don't work. And Xinyi is always walking. Adjust your distance, like this.
Yeah, this is a super interesting concept of combining the hand fighting with the footwork, because that's how a fight is, right? So I taught a technique today about... We've got the guard up here, and there's a little hole in the guard right here. I'm going to fill that hole with my shoulder, so the end position would be here, right? And in this position, he's not going to hit me because, well, he's blocking himself here, and I've got openings where arm drags the back, the leg, etc. But the question is, how do we get to that position? And it's going to start with, essentially, we can throw out some punches. When the guard comes up, we've got a cross frame, just like in Bagua. And now, instead of trying to pull this arm or anything like that, I move myself into that hole. And then from there, we can start to attack. So it's a similar concept.
But there's two hands, 1, 2.
But he does it with 2 hands. I like that.
1, 2. Yeah, we're speeding. Do it
it's like drumming on the hand, and you think you're doing the right thing by bringing this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's 5 hands.
That's fun. It's It doesn't seem like it would work. It's a little counterintuitive. It seems too wimpy, but
there's no direct attack on the guard.
But he's done it. He's done it many, many times, and now I understand what he's been doing this whole time. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Ordinary from long range, I can step in
Okay.
First one from here.
So
step
connect
in.
the footwork to the hand fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like as a kendo from a long distance. Then
that does look like kendo.
Yeah, kendo is first from long range, long distance. Then first is cross, then attack.
Okay. Yeah, you enter the bind.
There's a difference, but it's really similar. Then
it's very similar footwork.
Yeah, because if there's his hand, first.
Okay.
But it's not so powerful. Always touching or wrapping.
I'm going to start spamming this on people. I'm going to use that on all the new students. Okay. I'll be terrible at that until I'm not. But cool. I like that. Thanks, Linji. Well, this is a really long video.
Yeah. Footwork is very important. Don't stay here. Just use only hand fighting. Hand fighting always with the footwork.
Have you ever seen one of those?
This is a really easy concept of the Bagua.
Basically, walk around in a circle while you're doing it. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. If I stay in the center and try to hand fight, he's walking around. Obviously, he's going to get the angle.
Yeah.
But if you look at like any good fighters, boxers, wrestlers, or whatever, they're always trying to get the angle. If I'm out here, what do? We circle, I move around, and you're going to square up, obviously. And there's going to be moments where we can make frames and move around and get angles and all of this.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of this presentation has been very static. We're talking through the moves on an intellectual level, right? But again, fights are very dynamic. We don't just sit there and do like Wing Chun and bang our forearms against each other the whole time.
Yeah. They don't move. Always stay here.
Yeah. If you've seen one of those classes before, and maybe they're just learning where to put their hands at first. Maybe that's the way they do it all the time. I don't know. I've seen different types of Wing Chun classes. But as soon as you start sparring, people are going to take a step back because they don't want to get hit in the face. And next, they're going to start looking for an advantage. And they'll move out of the death gate.
Yeah.
I'm never going to stop saying that. Right? And so when we do hand fighting, absolutely imperative. Make angles. Don't forget that. Okay. Yes. Cool.
All of the technique with the footwork. There's not only move the hand. Absorbery, something running. This is bunquan. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is such an important principle for every martial art. Footwork is how you move your feet relative to every technique. So for example, if we're boxing and I throw a straight right, I will never connect to him unless I move my feet in a position where I can, boom, score that shot, right? I've got to actually get close enough to him. Here, I won't touch him. Here, if I take that little step, I can, right? But straight down the center, not great. If I make an angle, boom, now that straight right can land. So footwork, guys, use it. All right, guys, thank you, Linji, for teaching us about neijiaquan, and thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.
Thanks.